Hello everybody, I hope you are doing okay. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Letícia Pires and I'm data scientist. Here, that's the place where I share most of my experience with data science, my routine, and technology and productivity contents. I speak Portuguese as my first language and English is my second language, but I need to improve more my English, and I think I will be doing this video fully in English. It's a chance for me practice my English and help you to train too. At first, I apologize if I'm making some mistakes here in my English. I'm still in the process of improving. I think that's all. But today's video topic is about the difference between data scientist and machine learning engineer. Many people often have doubts about these two definitions, so I will show you what each one is and what tools they use. In general, data scientists can expect to work on the modeling side more, while machine learning engineer tends to focus on the deployment of the same model. Data scientists focus on the ins and outs of the algorithms, while machine learning engineers work to ship the model into a production environment that will interact with its users. Well, talking about the data scientist, you will find many skills and tools in articles on the internet, but I try to focus here based on what I use daily in my work. In this topic, I can mention three most used tools that are important for the data scientists, which are Python or R. Data scientists can expect to use the popular programming language Python nearly every day, while some others use R. They tend to have the same purpose. And the goal is to ingest data, explore it, process it, feature engineer, model build, and communicate results all with just Python. The other tool most used for data scientists is Jupyter Notebook, or a popular IDE. Data scientists often use this tool because it serves as one central place to code, write text, and view various outputs like results and visualizations. Particularly, I have been using VS Code a lot with Jupyter Notebook inside, and don't judge me, but I like to use the Light theme. Another well-known IDE is also PyCharm, but there are many others out there. And the last tool is SQL. A structured query language is essential for data scientists because data is at the foundation of machine learning algorithm that will ultimately be a part of the final data science model. Data scientists need to use SQL for the first part of their data science process, like querying the first data, creating new features, and then at the end of the data science process, where after the model is run and deployed, results are saved in your company database, which of course use SQL. There are a plethora of different SQL database platforms like MySQL, PostgreSQL, and Microsoft's SQL Server. It is usually up to the company which you will be working with specifically. However, all are very similar. In my work, I use a lot BigQuery and I love it. There are, of course, more skills you can learn as a data scientist, but it is not common to learn a skill on the job, as companies share different tools and require different skills. The main thing to consider is that you will need to know the following general: a programming language, an IDE or visualization platform, and a query language. Machine learning engineers often come into play after the model has been built by the data scientist. Their main focus is to dig deeper into the code and its shipping. This process is also called deployment. For example, a machine learning engineer doesn't necessarily need to know how random forest works, but they need to know how to save and load file automatically that can then be predicted within a production environment. Overall, they tend to be more software engineer focused. Both data scientists and machine learning engineers should know Python. However, even with the similarity that is this programming language, they will need to be more trained in Python overall. Machine learning engineers focus on more object-oriented programming in Python, whereas data scientists tend to not be as object-oriented programming heavy, mainly because their job is to build the model and focus on the analytics and statistics involved, not necessarily all of the code. GitHub or Git. Most engineers use Git and GitHub to version and store code repositories. This code management tool and platform is essential for machine learning engineers in order to make things like code chains and pull requests. Oftentimes, both data scientists and machine learning engineers are well equipped in this skill. However, machine learning engineers usually focus more on Git and GitHub and deployment tools. This skill is perhaps where machine learning engineers and data scientists differ the most. While some data scientists know how to deploy a model and some companies require it, if the role is a machine learning engineer, you can expect the main part of your job to focus on deployment data science models. There are plenty of tools like AWS, Google Cloud like Vertex Pipelines and Kubeflow, Azure, Docker, Flask, MLflow, and Airflow, just to name a few. Generally speaking, these definitions are not rules, as some companies prefer a full data scientist who is capable of both data science and machine learning operations, right? Many companies prefer an expert in one area as they will have the two separate roles under them on their team. Telling a little about myself currently at Salter, I'm data scientist, but I'm also present in this part of operations and see some of the tools I used, Vertex Pipelines, Kubeflow, and Airflow. And I think that's it. Feel free to suggest things here for the channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit comment and share if you like. And I hope to see you in the next video. And that's it. Bye.